What is up, y'all? Welcome back out to the Mention the Backyard. My name is Jordan, and this is my little semi-cascade Precumbens Nana. So today we're going to be repotting, maybe getting some structural wire on this, trying to get it back into shape. It's started to get a bit bushy. We've got a lot of extending growth on it. We may have to cut back. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. I do know that it needs a new pot. A, this pot's too big. B, it's glazed. So yeah, we're gonna get this out of the pot and see what we're working with. Pot's way too big. It's probably been overwatered because I tend to do that apparently. Right now I'm just cutting off the longer coarse roots that were coming out of the bottom. No, I just want to work some of this old potting soil out. I'm not going to take it all, unfortunately. About as far as I want to take it. We're just coming in, taking out any of these stubs of the thicker roots. And now all I'm doing is teasing out the outside of this root ball just to get all of this ready to take some good bonsai soil. Just so we can start working on these roots. They need a lot of help. When I bought it, it was in that pot. It had probably just been repotted. I got this like 2 years ago. So it's the first time I'm seeing the roots on it. The root mass is not bad. It just had a lot of field soil or potting soil left in it. There's a lot of organics in this. But as you can see, it's really dark in there. All I'm basically doing is taking out the bonsai soil that was in here. And now basically resetting the clock on it. And now it's time to go pick out a pot. I'll be right back. All right, we got a choice of two. So we got two. They're roughly the same size. The other one's slightly bigger, but it does fit in both. Well, so that right there is the current front. But something I'm thinking about doing is changing the angle up a little bit. Going more like this. Probably ginning that part so that it comes down here to the bottom of the, which would kill off this whole branch right here, all the way back to here. So this branch actually, it's a second trunk that came and wrapped around the backside right here. But if I cut all of this off, we'd get this whole thing to gin up to here. I would lose some of these roots over here. Probably lose this whole half of the root ball. Or I mean, we could leave the whole branch. I'm gonna leave the whole branch now. Just because juniper's strength is in the foliage. So if I leave this, it'll let this root ball heal in a little bit faster. It's got some branches in here that it threw off this winter. But other than that, it's putting out growth everywhere. So we're going basically from there down to there. Or same idea, slightly bigger pot, a little bit deeper. I think that's going to be a little small. I like the shape though. I think it needs a slightly bigger pot. It needs this one. It's a little big. All right, I think this is going to be the pot. As you can see, there's a few cavities down on here. So I put these chopsticks in just so that I could get down and fill in this hole right here around. There's this little stump. So the roots come down and then it goes back up into the root mass. Maybe the next time I repot in 3 or 4 years, I'll be able to get in here and see where it goes. Actually, no, it doesn't. All right, that's all I can do. So we're going to come in here, prep our pot. So we come in with our aeration layer. It's just going to be 1 particle size deep. And so our aeration layer, I'm just pulling everything out of my normal mix that is above 3/8 of an inch. And then we just sift the fines out of our mix. Whew. So my normal mix is 111 pumice, akadama, and lava rock. Again, we're going to go 1 particle on top of our drainage layer, and then we're going to build a little cone on the in the middle. Doesn't have to be super big. We don't need to lift this up out of the pot. We actually want it to be as low as possible. So we're going to come in, set down on top of the cone, push over to the far side, and then pull in. And so those 2 bamboo stakes that I drove into the center of the root mass, that's what we're going to use to tie this into the pot. And so we just have to work our wire over the top of that. But under I have a root back here that's up a little bit, which is fine, because that's going to get sucked down into the pot as soon as this gets tied in. And so I'm over top of both of those chopsticks. I'm just going to come in. We're going to pull out all of the slack. And then do the same thing over on this side. Now I pulled out everything except for the 1/16, and we're just going to come over here and give a little sprinkle on top of our moss. Just wet it down a little bit, press it in, and by wetting it and pressing it, it just helps it to adhere to the to that moss layer. And now I'll go water it in, and we'll worry about the rest of that in just a minute. I think that's where our tree's going to be. So yeah, I think that's the tree. I mean, that could look really, really good as well. I would need to get a stand for it, obviously. I'm going to need to get a stand for it now. It's going to have to go on top of this pond basket on the bench for now. But I kind of like it. There is a little bit of a flaw back here on this back side of this root mass. That's not really anything I can help right now. I could mound up right here and try and get it to flare, which I think I probably will do. This is about 2 parts soil to 1 part of my top dressing. We'll see if we can't get some roots to grow in. But for the time being, it evens out the shape. That way, if you are looking at it from the side, you don't see that little divot right there. So hopefully we'll get some roots growing into there. If not, then we'll just have to fake it until either we do get some roots growing in or we change up the planting angle again. Like I said, these roots over here on this side may get killed off when I cut the foliage off of this branch. If I wind up cutting the foliage off of that branch, and I would create Jen down to about right here. So that's all you would see would be Jen coming down off the backside. And I think that might be the best idea for me, at least for now. We do have this Jen back here that I didn't clean when I cut it, or it was already cut. I don't remember. I think it was already cut. Because by the time I got this, anytime I made Jen, I was like, oh, I got to make it real white. I need to get all of that bark off. So, yeah, if y'all liked what you saw today, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. That way you get notified when my videos actually appear. Right now we're doing 3 a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, at least through potting season. We'll see what we do going forward, how much work I have. If I'm producing enough to do that, then I'll keep up the schedule. If not, we'll go back to once a week on Mondays. We shall see. But not too worried about getting all of it off. Just so it can start weathering a little bit better outside of that bark. It does still have living tissue. I got this little piece of foliage and that piece of foliage right there. It's coming off of that that trunk, so I can't take it all the way back. We'll start working into where there is a trying to work a live vein into that. But yeah. So for now, that's all we're going to be doing to it. We just wired this single branch to get it up so that we didn't have this big blank spot But other than that, we're going to leave it as it is. So, yeah, until the next time I see y'all out at the bench in the backyard, just remember to grow them big, but keep them small.